Hello, friends. Come on in and pull up a chair. Thrilled to have you here. Welcome. I'm Jonathan Mathis, the sports judge. This is Speaking with Judgment, hosted by me. Hope everybody listening is having a great day. Boston, Atlanta, and Brooklyn completed a 3-team trade that sends Kristaps, Porzingis, and a second-round pick to the Hawks, Terrence Mann, and Atlanta's number 22 pick to the Nets, and a second rounder to the Boston Celtics. And now they're taking calls on Derek White. You may say, what in the world are the Boston Celtics doing? Reality now and the benefit of hindsight will tell you that this is a championship team no more. Even if Jrue Holiday was that two-way defensive player, and even if Porzingis played a huge role in them winning a championship, it wasn't going to work anymore. I'm confident in saying that. Brad Stevens played his cards right every single time, and then it became known around the league, well, they're obviously going to break up this core and make changes. So, I trust Brad Stevens enough that he will figure it out. It might be looked at as being the dismantling of a championship team. I think what they're trying to do is very, very difficult. And there's a lot of Celtics fans who have gone from complete state of denial about the inevitability of breaking up the team. The only way is they can relieve their financial burden is if they move off contracts, breaking it up. That's a very tough thing to do. Like, I hate the Porzingis trade. I really hate it, but I understand why the Celtics moved on. By trading away their talent and bringing in unproven players, that type of activity does put a level of pressure on Brad Stevens. But I trust him. So far, the results say great head coach, even better general manager. I think he has been great in his role as a GM. There's no doubt about it. So listen, he has done a remarkable job as an executive ever since he made the switch from head coach. So what's ahead in terms of moves and major changes for a team that obviously won't look the same next season? I mean, that remains to be seen. Not to put a cautionary tale on this, but think about how we thought when Brad Stevens traded Marcus Smart. We thought of him as an absolute fool for giving him up. Remember that? Oh my goodness, you're trading Marcus Smart, the guy who was a vital part of the Boston Celtics for nearly a decade. Years later, he looks like an absolute genius. The Marcus Smart trade was a difficult choice to make, to realize that Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown needed to have a team around them. That was a genius move because the two players you get in Holiday and Porzingis were perfect complements. Perfect complements. There are very few guys willing to accept a lesser role or do the things Jrue Holiday does as a third option, and Porzingis stretched the floor as a 7'2" unicorn. There was acquisitions made because they knew they had to surround their two stars, Tatum and Brown, with a pair of role players who fit in nicely amid their title pursuit. And it paid off in the end as they won a championship. But to blow it up now, it's been the thing to do now with this team. Brad Stevens in Boston, he does it so well where they get that complementary piece that can help tie it all together. I'm confident they add someone who fits well with the existing stars and core players on the team. This is not a championship level team next season. So they have shown they are willing to trade players as they prepare for a season without Jayson Tatum. The Eastern Conference is widely considered to be open. That's the national perception. I believe this is how the majority of basketball fans really feel when it pertains to the Eastern Conference. That's the sentiment of NBA fans right now. I would say, by and large, what the Celtics are doing here is quite telling from a business standpoint. They are actively working to shed salary and gain flexibility by moving off contracts. It is almost like, I hate to say it, the Celtics know next year is a transition year. It looks like the Boston Celtics will not be serious title contenders next season, assuming that Tatum will miss its entirety. Next season is not marked with any kind of hunger or a desire to contend. And that, to their credit, at least they're focusing on the future and not necessarily what happens tomorrow. And while they would like to contend, I think they're already viewing the upcoming season as a retooling year rather than a full-fledged rebuild as Tatum recovers from his Achilles season. We're not going into next season expecting to be contenders. We're just going to tear it down and ride this. It is a good basketball decision when you think about it. They're not winning without Tatum, and being in the second apron for multiple years effectively cripples the team for multiple years, even after they eventually would have gotten out of the luxury tax. It's a filling out season until Tatum returns. So look, and if Boston can address financial concerns and potentially retain Al Horford, this team could probably win 50 games. Luke Cornett won't be back. They lose him to free agency after he reportedly agreed to a $41 million contract with the San Antonio Spurs. I've seen Celtics teams with less collective talent make it to the playoffs. They're not all of a sudden going to be 12-70, but the for sale sign is up in Boston. I've been saying this was going to happen recently. I knew they would start moving off contracts and changes would come. And that's what we're seeing now from the Celtics. This is the part where we look this team dead in the eye and call it what it is. This does not appear to be a total rebuild. With how the Celtics are operating right now is that they're looking at next year as a retooling year. I have full trust in Brad Stevens, no matter what the situation is, no matter the circumstances. I know it's tough to see a breakup, but again, I have complete confidence in Stevens. The team is looking to be competitive and try to win, maybe not next year, but a couple of years from now. I'm here for it. Personally, I'm a believer, and I think they've constructed a great roster surrounding their dynamic duo. This is probably what they need to part ways with Porzingis and cut ties with Holiday. It's not always a bad thing. And by dumping guys like Porzingis and Holiday, what seems like a minimal salary in the trades because of how the escalators work on the tax bracket, they have saved $180+ million on their tax bill. I mean, Porzingis and Holiday are the first two names I thought of because I knew they had to shed salary. And that was kind of, oh no, is this the end of the Boston Celtics? Oh no, is this no longer a championship team? Not at the moment, but they'll be a contender very soon because they have a mastermind in Stevens who knows basketball and knows what he's doing. So with that, it's a team navigating what is a transformative offseason, aiming to redefine their identity while managing their salary cap constraints. Recently, they acquired Anthony Simons, a sharpshooter from Portland. And so next season, they go for it with Jaylen Brown, the number one option. Hang on to the core. They currently have White, Brown, Tatum, and Pritchard. Don't rush Tatum back. And find out what you have in Simons. Trading a couple of players is not a rebuild. This seems to still be a well-built team for a rebuild, which is why this is more of a reboot. All right, everyone, that's all I have for you now. I wanted to talk, I know I'm kind of late on this, but I wanted to talk a little bit about the Celtics because this was a big story last week, and Celtics fans were freaking out, and they were saying, well, what is this guy doing? What is Brad Stevens doing? Brad Stevens knows what he's doing, okay? This man understands basketball. He is a genius. I believe the Celtics will be in good position for a very long time, and they will be a championship contending team in the East. That's what I believe. But guys, as always, I appreciate the love and support. Thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to check out the content. I know there's a variety of choices out there, but I really appreciate it. We'll talk again very soon. I'm wrapping this up now. I'm getting on out of here. You guys enjoy the rest of your Monday. Hope your week is off to a great start. We'll talk again soon. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hope to hear back from you guys soon. And wherever you guys are watching this, if it's TikTok, if it's YouTube, please do me a huge favor. Like, subscribe, follow. Make it happen. All right, everyone. Take care. Thanks for watching.